Carl Frampton is set to defend his IBF super bantamweight title on February 28th against mandatory challenger Chris Avalos, and the fight is set to be aired live on ITV. That's right, on ITV. Now, if you're not from the UK, you might be wondering why I'm emphasizing ITV. Well, ITV is a network television station in the UK. It is terrestrial TV. It's free to watch. And they haven't shown any boxing for over 15 years, I believe. It's been a very, very long time. They used to show a lot of boxing on ITV. Frank Warren, who is one of the major promoters in the UK, used to show all of his fights, of all of his fighters on ITV back in the 90s. People like Nigel Benn, Prince Nassim, etc. Those guys used to be on ITV. And I remember watching Nigel Benn versus Gerald McClellan on ITV1. And it got like 17 million views, right? In the UK, that's big, right? So this is an interesting development. It's an exciting development to see more boxing returning to terrestrial television. In recent years, it's only been Channel 5 in the UK out of the terrestrial TV networks that have been showing boxing, but they haven't necessarily been showing the biggest fights. This Frampton fight is a pretty big fight for terrestrial TV in the UK. A world title fight with a pretty popular champion. Frampton is a popular champion in Ireland. I believe he's from the Republic of Ireland, not Northern Ireland. Correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, it's definitely a big fight for that station who hasn't shown boxing for a long time. And it's exciting times. We've got ITV starting to show, Channel 5 starting to show boxing. They've obviously got Martin Murray versus Golovkin coming up. Now we've got Frampton returning boxing to ITV. We've also got Al Heyman over in the States, who's now signed a deal with NBC and Spike TV. So, yeah, it's interesting times with boxing returning to terrestrial TV in these major boxing markets again. And I think it's going to be a big boost for the sport. It's going to be a big boost for the fighters. I think we'll see fighters start to get more sponsorships and endorsements and stuff like that again because of the fact that they're going to get more exposure. And yeah, it's interesting times, good times, man. As far as Frampton versus Chris Avalos, I've never seen Chris Avalos fight, from what I can remember anyway, because I have seen a lot of fights and I don't always take note of some of these lesser known fighters. I can't remember seeing Chris Avalos fight, let's just put it that way. So I'll have to go away and look at this guy's videos on YouTube and see what I think of him. But I've always rated Carl Frampton quite highly. I've always rated him quite highly. I do think he's a quality operator. Definitely one of the best in the division. I would definitely pick Rigondeaux to beat him though. But if you match him up against Scott Quigg or Leo Santa Cruz, I think he can win both those fights, especially the Scott Quigg fight. Santa Cruz, I think, is a tougher fight for Carl Frampton. I think it depends where the fight is. If the fight was in the States, you'd have to favor maybe Santa Cruz to win on points. If the fight was in Ireland, maybe Frampton to win on points. I think it's that tight. And it could come down to the crowd influencing the judges and what have you, depending on where the fight is. So that's how I see it. But as I say, as far as Avalos goes, I haven't seen the guy fight, so I really can't comment on how I see the Avalos-Frampton fight going. But if you have seen Chris Avalos fight, drop your comments below and let me know how you feel about this particular fight right here. And let me know your feelings on the ITV situation. If you know any more about it than I do, then drop a comment in the comment section below and fill me in. As far as I'm aware at the moment, it's just a one show deal. I'm not sure if it's going to be ongoing with the McGuigans and ITV, because the McGuigan, obviously Barry McGuigan is also someone, when he was fighting, who used to fight on ITV in the UK. So, and he's quite a media figure in the UK in terms of boxing. He's always been a presenter or a commentator for boxing in the UK, no matter what channel it's been on. Barry McGuigan's always found himself in there. He's worked for Sky. He's been on Box Nation before, obviously. He's been on ITV before as a commentator. He's been on all these different platforms in the UK as a commentator or as an analyst. So, you know, he's obviously got a good relationship there with a lot of the people in the TV world. So, yeah, anyway, drop your comments below. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation with the TV stuff and also this fight with Frampton and Avalos. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.